Hey everyone, this is real estate broker Alex Zeta-Guingao of Truly Wealthy Realty. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be doing another Ask Alex episode. So this is actually my 4th episode for today. So if you're wondering why I'm wearing the same outfit, I'm so sorry guys. It's because I've just done all 4 vlogs straight in one go because I don't really have the time to do a lot of sit down episodes because I'm always on the go, I'm always mobile. Actually, site visits for me or virtual tours for me are the easiest to film because I just do it while I'm touring my client around. So I just do it on the go. I document because I got that from Chapter. Document, don't create, because creating stuff takes time. You have to sit down and think about it. Anyway, so welcome back to another Ask Alex episode. Explain pa ako bakit same yung outfit ko. Anyway, so this episode is going to be about the different requirements that a buyer needs to prepare when buying a house via bank or pag-ibig financing. So the bank and pag-ibig has actually similar requirements, but I'll be focusing more on bank financing requirements for today. So requirements of buyers who intend to invest in a property via bank financing are, number 1, first is 2 valid IDs. So if you are married, by the way, if you're married, then your spouse will have to submit the same requirements as you. Unless if your income is sufficient enough, then your spouse doesn't have to submit income requirements. But if the income is not sufficient for this property, then both of you will need to submit income requirements. So first is 2 valid IDs. So it has to be government issued, like PRC, voter's ID, Unified ID, Postal ID, PRC, driver's license. So government issued. So 2 valid IDs. And then next is, if you're married, then marriage contract. Or if you're single, then birth certificate can do. And then the third requirement will be filled up bank loan application form. So each bank has their own application form that you just need to fill up and then submit to the bank. And then you will also need to pay an appraisal fee. So appraisal fee differs from bank to bank. The range is between 5 to 8,000 pesos per property. So if you're planning to buy 2 properties, then you will need to pay an appraisal fee for each property that needs to be appraised. And then the next requirement are then the income documents. So this will differ depending on what your source of income is. So if you are an employed person, so if you are locally employed, then your income requirements are your payslip for the past 3 months, so your most recent payslips, and then your certificate of employment with compensation. So just be sure that there's a contact number for whoever is your head of HR or whoever the bank can call, because they will be doing a credit investigation. So they will call to really check if you're working at that company. So again, payslip and then certificate of employment. And that's pretty much it for those who are locally employed. So it's very simple. The banks have very little requirements. And the next is, if you are a business owner, then you will just need to submit financial statements and bank statements. So bank statements need to be at least 6 months, and financial statements need to be at least 2 years. So some banks, they are okay with a 1-year financial statement, but most banks, they go for at least 2 years. So you have to be in business for at least 2 years before you can get a bank loan using your business income. So again, financial statements, ITR, and bank statements, along with your business documents like DDI, business permit, stuff like that. And if you are an OFW or if you're employed overseas, then the same. You just need to request for a payslip or a certificate of employment. If you're a seaman, then you can submit your job contract to the bank. And that's it. So it's very simple. Actually, the bank has lesser requirements than pag-ibig. Pag-ibig has a bit more requirements, although they're kind of similar still. Now, if you are not here in the Philippines while at the time of your loan application, then you will need someone you will need to authorize someone to be your attorney in fact. So let's say you are based, like I have a lot of clients who are based abroad. So for example, you're based in Singapore or in the States, then you just need to submit a consularized copy of a document called Special Power of Attorney. So the banks have their own SPA. The banks can just, or I can just email the SPA to you, and then you just need to fill it up, sign it, and then have it consularized at the nearest consul or embassy. And then you just need to airmail the consularized copy here back in the Philippines, so that whoever is your attorney in fact can then be the one to sign all the loan documents and application forms on your behalf. So that's it. Those are the requirements needed when buying a house or property via bank financing. And then once you've submitted all these requirements to the bank, then the next step is they will appraise the property. So usually appraisal will take around 1 week from submission of complete documents. For BDO, it takes a week. BDO, BPI around 1 or 2 weeks. I think other banks, they take longer, especially if the appraiser is not based here in Cagayan de Oro, because they'll need to fly them in. So some banks take longer, like 2 to 3 weeks just to appraise a property. But that's why I go for BDO usually, because they're really very fast and they have competitive interest rates. So with BDO, it usually takes 15 days from appraisal till approval. That is upon submission of complete documents. So once you submit everything, then it will take around 15 banking days before the results are out, if you've been approved or disapproved and at what amount. Now, let's say that you've been approved but at a lower amount. Let's say you need to get a loan of at least 1.5 million, but then you've only been approved for a loan of 1 million. So what can you do? So there are actually ways to increase your loanable amount. The first is, the way to increase your loanable amount is that you get a co-borrower. So a co-borrower must be someone who is like who has a first degree relationship with you. So it has to be like a sister, a brother, a spouse, like your kids or parents. So that's it. You can't get just some random person or a cousin. So it has to be like a first degree relation with you. So when you get a co-borrower, whatever is your monthly income, your co-borrower's income will augment your income. For example, your income is 50,000 a month, and then your co-borrower's income is also 50,000 a month. So 50K plus 50K, 100K. So that means your total combined income will now be 100,000 per month. So that means your loanable amount will also be increased, since your monthly salary has also increased. So that's it. I hope that I was able to properly explain or properly enumerate the requirements needed for bank financing. I hope I wasn't able to forget anything, but in case that I did, then just comment down below. Just call me out. That's not a problem with me. I'm not perfect, guys. So I just want to help you out. That's why I'm doing these Ask Alex episodes, so that for those who have questions, real estate questions that you want answered, then you can comment down below what questions you want to answer. But for now, I'm starting with questions that my clients usually ask me. So I'm putting them on video on my blog so that I can help out more people. So it was great talking to you. This will be my last vlog for today, so that hindi naman balik-balik yung outfits ko. So I hope I was able to help you guys out. This will be my last vlog for today lang. And I hope you have a good day, everyone. Till next time.